Hello, welcome to Indie Tutorials. My name is Guillermo and I would like to thank the patrons supporting this channel. Okay, so let's continue by implementing the ATB Regeneration status. So let's go to Window, ORK Framework, and from here we click on Status, and then we have the status effect. And let's create a brand new status effect and let's rename it to ATB Regeneration. There we go. Of course, this is going to be a status enhancement, but we want to check here in hidden because we don't want this status to be available for the player to select it. And we don't care about saving this status in the save game. I did this hidden, so I think I forgot to add it also for the previous reduce health statuses, so let's just click on those hidden for this one and hidden for this one too. Okay, so let me just increase the size of the window a little bit. So let's continue scrolling, and effect settings, we want to check here in the effect end settings. So we want this effect to end when we end the battle, and of course when the user or the player or the enemy apply this effect dies. Okay, so let's continue down. And here in the status condition we want to add a new condition. So in condition 0 we want to change the status value of ATB. I don't want to show flying text nor console, and I want to change the value to 1. I'm going to add value, no percent, value, and I want to set it on time. We don't want to click on initial use, and we are going to increase 1 point each 0.1 seconds. I will left the formula settings and nice HUD when we port this series to the ORK 3 version. So for now just keep hard-coded 0.1 seconds. Okay. So the next step is to save the changes. And we want to apply this status effect when we start the battle. So let's go to the battle system. We are using the real-time battles. So let's scroll down until we see the bonus settings. Here, bonus settings. And we want to add a new start or add a status value bonus. Sorry, not value bonus, but status effect. So click on add status effect, we click on add, and we select our ATB regeneration. Okay, and when the battle ends we need to remove it. In the status itself we said that it should end when the battle ends, but yeah, I just want to have a security check here. So add the status effect in end battle bonus, and we want in this case to remove the ATB regeneration. Okay, save the changes and let's review the combatant's status settings. Okay, so let's click in combatants and then combatants again, and we have the red schemata, blue schemata and jumper. So if we close all the settings, we need to go to the status settings, and then we have the status value settings, and from here is where we set the maximum ATB. This is not the current ATB. We have also the ATB speed that we are going to use in the future with the formula. Again, unfortunately, these status are integers, they are not floats, so we need to do some multiplication division here to get decimal points for these values. But we have this max ATB. We need to remember that the res schemata is also wearing the garb. So if we go to armors, the equilibrium garb, and if I scroll down, if I remember, we were setting some probably bonuses. Yes, it's going to increase the max ATB 100%. So let me just remove this for now. Let me click save. And let's go back to the combatants and check Jumper, and he has a max ATB of 100. So that's okay. So let me close now the editor, and let's hit Ctrl P to start the game. Okay, so let's hit Ctrl P to start the game, and let's find Jumper and start the battle. Click F8, and if I now go to the hierarchy and find the combatant component, we can see here in the status effect we have the ATB regeneration applied, and as well for status effect jumpers. So this is working properly. What we need to do now is just to start the battle, decreasing the current ATB to see it working. So let's do that now. Ctrl P to stop the game, and let's open up ORK editor again. So there are two ways that we can do that. One is modifying the current ATB on each combatant, or the other way to quick test is go to the battle system again. In the real-time battles, if we scroll down, we have the battle settings, bonus settings, start battle bonus. So here we could add a status value in this case, so we can select ATB and subtract, and let's subtract, let's say 50%. I don't care about showing flying text or show console about these settings, and click save. We need to remember later on to remove this bonus effect after we finalize the testing. So close the editor and let's go back to the battle. Ctrl P. Find Jumper again. F8, and there you can see that the ATB is regaining. So if I were to start consuming it, you can see that if I start spamming the button, it's like it's trying to compete with the status effect. So in order to fix that, what I saw in the game is when we use an ability, the status effect is kind of paused. Of course, we don't have this functionality in ORK Framework to pause a status effect. What we can do is when we use an ability, we remove the status effect, and after using the ability we add it again. That will be the workaround we are going to use now. So let's Ctrl P to stop the battle, and let's go again to the ORK Framework editor. Okay, so let's click on Window again, ORK Framework, and in this case we want to go to Events, open Battle Event, and select the Cast Magic Battle Event. So this is the battle event that is activated when we use the ability. So when the event starts, we need to disable this status effect. So right click on Add, then Combatant, Status, and change status effect. Okay, we want this to be before the check chance, so let's just link it up like so. And here in the settings of this change status effect, what we want to do is leave it the object actor, the user is using this status, and we want to remove the status, and the status we want to remove is the ATB Regeneration. And right before we end the ability, we want to reactivate it. So let's copy this one, let's move it after the destroy prefab. Let's add a weight, so let's search in base, weight, link it up, the nodes, and let's wait, let's say 0.5 seconds. And here in the change status effect we need to revert, so instead of remove we want to add the ATB regeneration again. So let's click on save the event, close the editor, and we can test again. So Ctrl P, let's find jumper and start the battle. Press F8 to see the developer console or debug console, sorry, and you can see how we stop the ATB regeneration for 1 second. This is what we wanted. So if I keep attacking, they won't collide, they won't be trying to override each other, which is the effect we wanted. Nevertheless, let's try to do a quick implementation to have a visual feedback, having a blue bar here for the stamina for lightning. And let's do that. So Ctrl P to start the battle, and ORK Framework again. Okay, so the first thing we need to have something shown in the UI is a GUI box. So let's create a new one. For that purpose, go to menus, GUI boxes, and click on add, and let's give it a name. Let's say Combatant HUD GUI box. To left, no doubt what is the purpose of this GUI box. So let's uncheck cursor over and reset Unity input. The height adjustment we want it to be auto. So now for the content box I will add some values here, but later on we're going to the GUI editor to have what you see, what you get. So let's put 130 in the X, 80 in the Y, the width 260, the height 20. We want to be in the middle center, we don't want any padding. we don't want to show the box. Content alignment, vertical alignment top is okay, so scroll down. We don't care about the text format because we are not displaying any text in this content box. We are going to use a bar. For the name box we could display the combatant name, why not? So let's add some values here. We can leave X and Y as it is. Then for the width 120 and the height 20 again. We can leave lower left in the anchor, relative bounds is okay checked. As well for the relative too, we don't want any padding here, like so. We don't want to show the box either here. And for the text format in this case, yes, we want to show text, and we are going to select our square font. Let's change the reference to resources, and left alignment is okay, and line alignment to middle. So let's save the changes before Unity crashes, and now let's check it out in the GUI editor. So looks fine actually for me. I'm happy with it, so let's continue. Now that we have our GUI box, we need to create a HUD. So let's click on HUD and let's add a new one. Let's rename it to Combatant HUD, and here we are going to use the new combatant GUI box we made. The HUD type is going to be type of combatant. We can click here in the question button to see all the type of and what those means. So we can then okay, leave no display on check, start toggle, it doesn't matter actually. And here in the combatant settings we need to check individual. And what else? We want to see this HUD print in the screen, so no path to child, this is going to be printing the screen itself. So we want to show this HUD only for the player group, only battle group is okay. And let's see in the title settings, we want to show the title, and let's select this text code, which is the name of the combatant. Let's scroll down, and here in the display condition we want to ignore in control, no shop, no event, in event, no changes in, no when game is paused, in battle type yes, only of course real-time battles. We ignore also the grid battle, so we can check no, it's okay. No when the blocking menu screen, and let's keep scrolling. So in this case we want to see the combatant requirements. We actually don't need that one, but we need to scroll down, yes, here to the status element. So click on that one, and we want to see or change here is that the type of the element is going to be a status value. The origin is the user that has this HUD, of course. The value origin we can leave it at current. Then in the status value type, well actually we don't need a status value type, no list, and from here we need to select the ATB status value. Next, of course, we want to use a bar, so let's click on override bar in order to create our custom colors because we have no bar defined in the status value or the ATB status settings. So let's click on override bar. We want to fill from left to right, it's okay. And we want to use colors. And for the bar, the percent is okay to be 100. And let's add a blue color. Next, if we scroll down, we have show box we can leave empty. Position, it's okay. The height, let's put a 10 here. And let's save the settings. Now let's go to the GUI editor, and here we see the name of the combatant and the bar. This is what we wanted. So now that we have this combatant HUD, let's test it out. Close the editor and let's